The Susan G. Komen Foundation has had a change of heart, reversing its decision to pull funding from Planned Parenthood after a wave of backlash claiming the decision was purely political. Quote, "We want to apologize for recent decisions that cast doubt upon our commitment to our mission of saving women's lives. We will continue to fund existing grants, including those of Planned Parenthood, and preserve their eligibility to apply for future grants." All right, we're going to bring out the panel. Hadley Heath is a senior policy analyst at the Independent Women's Forum. Larry Winget is the best-selling author of Shut Up, Stop Whining, and Get a Life. And Remy Spencer is an attorney. Hadley, let's start with you. What do you make of this?
Well, I think, man, what a PR nightmare for the Susan G. Komen Foundation this week. And, you know, in spite of everything, Susan G. Komen and Planned Parenthood made a lot in donations this week. So it's been a PR nightmare. But bottom line is this. They're a private organization. They have the right to give grants to whomever they want, and people have the right to react how they want.
Well, Hadley, that's exactly what I thought. Larry, to you, I mean, if you're bringing money together to get out, you're a private foundation, whose business is it who you give your money to? I mean, really?
Well, I think their mission is to fight breast cancer, and that's why people give them money. So as long as they stick to that mission, that's the important thing.
All right. Larry, what do you say?
Well, it's been a mess from the very start. You know, they pulled their funding because the Planned Parenthood was under investigation, they were saying. And so they were sort of going with this guilty until proven innocent approach, which is kind of not the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to go the other way. But the downside of the whole thing is that it does give them some negative PR, and it might impact them long-term in the way people think about them, and probably causes a little resentment in the fact that people gave money yesterday to help both sides out, and then they reversed their position. I think that's kind of sad.
Well, you know, what's interesting, Jerry, is like you said, this is a private foundation, and what they said was they were going to improve the way that they were going to give these grants out. And what they've said was they were not going to give money to companies or foundations that were under federal investigation. And believe it or not, Planned Parenthood is under investigation. That was the basis. Yet that's not what we saw in the headlines. Either way, all of this controversy has brought a lot of money into both Planned Parenthood and to the Race to the Cure. So at the end of the day, it's not a bad thing.
Well, I have to say, if you're a private foundation and wherever you want to give your money, it's very welcome. And I'm shocked at the way they've been treated in the media. It's a sad story. Here's another story you're going to want to hear about. The SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, claims it's stepping up its game when it comes to cracking down on big banks. But time and time again, and we've told you about this before, they let big banks off the hook with nothing more than a slap on the wrist. Latest reports reveal almost 350 instances where the SEC gave Wall Street and other big banks free passes from tough sanctions. Remy, this is really frustrating to watch because the little banks really get beaten up, and now we're seeing almost 800 of them going out of business.
You're absolutely right, Jerry. Isn't this what we see over and over again? The little or the middleman getting sort of squeezed out? And why should the mom and pop institutions have it any more difficult than the bigger financial institutions, which have the resources and the ability to pay the fines and deal with the penalties? Why are they getting waivers, and for what basis are these waivers being extended?
Larry, SEC, doing a great job once again. What do you say?
You know, I'm one of those old school guys that kind of believe that it's wrong one time, it's probably wrong every time. And I think that they shouldn't be getting the waivers, especially when you consider that half of these waivers are going to people who are repeat offenders, doing the same thing over and over again. Selective enforcement is not the solution here. Every time it ought to be wrong, and every time they need really tough penalties.
Amen to that. Hadley, what do you say?
I say politicians can talk a big game about cracking down on Wall Street, but at the end of the day, Washington makes the rules and then turns around and makes exceptions to the rules. So as long as they're doing that, they're picking winners and losers. The winners are the more politically connected firms, and ultimately the biggest loser is the taxpayer, who has to turn around and bail these guys out when everything falls apart.
All right, I agree with that too. All right, if you are unhappy with the current crop of presidential candidates, you now have a new option. Comedian Roseanne Barr has announced she'll be running for the Green Party's presidential nomination, and no, she's not joking. Larry, what do you say?
Well, supposedly she gave up being a comedian to become a nut farmer in Hawaii. Seems like she's still kind of a can and a nut at the same time. And we say it's no joke. It is a joke. And anybody who cast a vote for her, it's a joke. And if she thinks she's going to get any serious votes, that's a joke, too. And she's doing this for attention, that's for sure.
Well, I just hope she doesn't sing the Star-Spangled Banner one more time. I had that one too many times as it was. Remy, what do you say?
I hate to be the cynic in the room, but does anybody else see a reality TV show in the making? Do you think maybe she's got cameras following her around? She may be investing her own money in this campaign so that she can pitch it at the appropriate time to the TV network.
Well, we've seen it before. Hadley.
Listen, this may be a joke, but it's a sad joke. I think it just serves to further illustrate how disappointed voters are in this year's field, on the right and on the left. So we'll see what happens in November, but hopefully this joke can just kind of go away.
And the comedians and the reality TV stars who want to play a part of it. Okay, did you guys see this? Spirit Airlines claims it offers ultra-low base fares with a range of optional services for a fee, but now they've added another one. Listen to this. It's called the Department of Transportation Unintended Consequences Fee, a $2 fee slapped on each ticket effective immediately in response to new Department of Transportation rules. Larry.
You know, I'm on the side of Spirit on this one. They are a low-cost airline, and it costs them money to hold that seat, and people don't cancel their flights until they have to. And they know more than 24 hours in advance that they're not going to be making that flight. And if we don't impose something on them, they'll wait till the very last minute. That's going to cost the airline. It's going to cost everybody. Leave the airlines alone. Let them set their fees. Let big boys and girls choose who we want to do business with.
I think this might be in response to the most recent regulations that are saying that they've got to incorporate all the government fees and taxes in their advertised airline fees. Because haven't we all been there where we're about to buy a plane ticket, and then all of a sudden what we thought is a $200 fare turns out to be a $100 fare because of taxes and fees? And I think that the more transparency that we have as consumers, we're going to be able to make wiser and smarter choices.
Well, absolutely. I think this is what President Obama might call a teachable moment, in that here's a federal regulation that costs $2 per purchase per customer. But every federal regulation costs us. In fact, all of our federal regulations probably cost us something to the tune of $1.75 trillion a year. So we're paying for all these regulations even when we don't see the direct fee.
Hadley, good number. $1.75 trillion. Hate that. Okay, Hadley, Larry, Remy, thank you.